Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Yeah, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Happy Thursday. That means today is all about leadership, y'all. Welcome to Good Morning Millionaire, the world's first and best and greatest morning show for entrepreneurs and servant leaders. We've been running for years at this point, changed thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of lives. If you check out our testimony page, you'll see we've helped people go from making $2,200 a month to 6 figures a month. We've helped people go from being evicted to being landlords. We've helped people go and take their dreams from the invisible to the tangible, and we just getting started. I want to welcome you this morning. I want to invite you to share this to somebody. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching a replay. My man Daryl in the house. Nikki C is in the building. What's up? Yeah, what's up, Kay? Good morning, good morning. Let them know we in the house. Good morning, millionaires. If you didn't know, every Monday, all we do is focus on mindset. If you didn't know, every Tuesday we focus on sales tips. Every Wednesday, it's all about marketing wins. You know, we call it Marketing Wins Wednesday. Thursday, it's all about leadership. And then every Friday is Free Coaching Friday. Today's topic is focus. We're going to talk a lot about focus. Some of you have been riding with me as we do this challenge. Every night this week, we've been doing this challenge, and people are just marveling at the results they're getting. People are just marveling at the responses they're getting. But check it out, Jeff. It's all about focus. Naire knows what I'm talking about. Miss Harris knows what I'm talking about. What's up, Samaya? It's all about focus. It's all about focus. Am I lying, Chanel? You need to focus. Somebody give me the word focus in the comments and then give me a share. Somebody give me the word focus in the comments. I'm not able to join through the call. I need assistance with that as well. A lot of times when people can't call into the number, which is 667-776-9461. Again, that's 667-776-9461. 667-776-WIN1. A lot of times when people can't make it in through that, then what they'll do is they'll text the words, call me. 2 words, call me, to the number 667-776-9461. And then the phone line will call you back. And just like that, you can participate in the affirmations. A lot of y'all write in and say, how come you cut it off on the affirmations? We don't stream the live affirmations, y'all. We do that strictly on the phone because we in there like, woo, and all of this. We turning up. And I don't know if that would come off right on the live stream. Plus, that part is the same every single morning. Every single morning, I'm doing the same exact affirmations that I would do when I was sleeping in my car. You know, we put out what's called a vision board coloring book, right? And there's a Bentley on the front of the vision board coloring book. I never even rode in a Bentley before I bought one. I'm here to tell you that affirmations combined with visualization will change your life. If you don't own one of these, go to millionaireminded.com today and buy one because it'll change your life. And then you got all types of note pages inside of it that'll help you take notes from the morning calls, right? All type of quotes in there. You know, you can give these to your children. These are perfect, you know, for the holiday season coming up and all of that. But anyway, I digress. What I'm saying here is that the reason that it works is because every single morning when I'm doing the affirmations, when I'm doing visualization exercises, the crux of it is that I am focusing. You hear me? The crux of it is that I'm focusing. You need to focus, and so do I. And I chose to speak on this topic this morning because I've discovered something. Wow. The more opportunities I'm involved with, the harder it is to focus, the harder it is to engage in focused thinking. And you're going to have to face this hard truth about success at some point in your life. You're not going to achieve it if you ain't willing to dedicate focus towards it. Instead of saying, I don't have time, somebody say this, it's not a priority for me. It's not a priority for me. Somebody give it to me. Instead of you saying, I don't have the time, say, it's not a priority for me. Millionaires, the more opportunities that you get involved with, the harder it is for you to engage in focused thinking. I want you to understand something. You're not going to achieve it until you're not going to achieve it until you're willing to dedicate focus towards it. You hear me? What am I saying? Somebody give it to me in the comments. This is important. There's no success without focus. There's no success without focus. So here are 4 things that I want you to look at when it comes to focus. Somebody give me that in the comments and then give me a share. Hey, Darnisha, write that in the headline and then give me a share. Come on. There's no success without focus. Let's go, Nikki. There's no success without focus. Give it to me, Ashley. There's no success without focus. Come on, Taisha. There's no success without focus. You know I ain't lying, Tess. Ain't no success without focus. So I'm going to give you a few observations on it this morning, a few things to jot in your notes, a few ideas for you to contemplate and meditate on about focus. Check it out, y'all. Focus harnesses energy toward a desired goal. As a leader, you need to know this. Since this is Leadership Thursdays, let me start this thing off right. Focus harnesses energy toward a desired goal. Bertrand Russell, he was a French philosopher and whatnot. He was like, to be able to concentrate for a considerable time is essential to difficult achievement. You feel me, Damon? To be able to concentrate for a considerable time is essential to difficult achievement. What are we saying? We're saying the greater the difficulty of a problem, the more you'll need to focus your energy to solve it. You know you can solve it because you got a brain and the problem doesn't. You know there's a way to solve it, but until you focus, until you recognize that the more difficult that problem is, the more focused your thinking needs to be. If you're going to come up with a solution, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck. I hope I'm making sense. So that's thought number one. Focus harnesses energy towards the goal. It harnesses the energy. Y'all know what a harness is? You know how like if you want the horse to pull the cart, you got to put this thing on the horse's neck and these straps and all that. They call that a harness. So now when the horse moves, the cart moves. Millionaires, you need to learn to harness your focus. You need to learn to harness your energy. And the way you do that is with focus. Am I making sense? Here's the second one. Focus gives ideas time to develop. Focus gives ideas time to develop. What do we mean by that? I want to ask you a question this morning. How much thought does it take to think a thought through? Now, you know, and I know when emotions are high, intelligence is low, right? Is it a bad habit to choose a good idea that hasn't been thought through? Think about that. Millionaires, when we fail to focus on an idea long enough, we settle for something that's less than it could be. Somebody say, dust settles, I don't. When we fail to focus, when we fail to really contemplate that thought, what we're doing is settling for less. Because the more focus you give to the idea, the better it'll become. Y'all hear me? Here's the third thought I got for you on focus. Focus brings clarity to the target. Let me ask you a question. If you don't know where the target is, how are you going to hit it? If you don't know where the target is, how are you going to know when you hit it? It's very hard to focus when you're distracted. And what focus does is it makes it possible to see the target, which is the first step to hitting the target. You got what I'm saying to you? Here's the fourth thought I got for you on focus. It'll take you to the next level, right? I can't remember who said this, right? But it's a famous quote that's like, it's the immature mind that hops from one thing to the other. The mature mind seeks to follow through. It's the immature mind that hops from one thing to the next. It's the mature mind that seeks to follow through. To get to the next level, I don't care what the next level is for you, it's going to take follow through. And follow through is going to take focus. So there's an action plan that I wanted to share with you this morning from John Maxwell. This is his focused thinking action plan. I figured that this would be kind of cool for you this morning. I believe that if you look at these 3 steps I'm about to give you, it's going to make this weekend's Kaizen Academy a little bit easier for you to digest. It's going to make it easier for you to go over your notes. It's going to make it easier for you to take in the information and with intention transform your life. There's 3 steps to it. Here's the first one. Set aside dedicated thinking time. Sometimes you're talking to a prospect, you're talking to somebody that you're trying to sell your products or services to, and they'll say, I'll think about it. And then when they say I'll think about it, a lot of times I'll be like, I'll make some joke and then I'll talk about how, yeah, if only when we went home we had a thinking chair. And then we sit in the thinking chair, we put on our robe, and when we sit there and we contemplate everything the person just said to us, right? We don't do that. There's no such thing. What we do is we sit down and we grab the remote control and we start watching. People don't set aside dedicated thinking time. I'm challenging you this morning. If you've got a problem, I dare you to put one of your biggest problems in the comments that you really need to focus on solving. Maybe it's the problem of financial freedom. Maybe there's a parenting issue you've been dealing with. Maybe there's something in your relationship that you really need to meditate on, that you need to put aside some prayer time. This morning, what we're going to call that is dedicated thinking time. Unless you make room for focused thinking, it ain't going to take place. You hear me? You have to create it by blocking out time in your calendar every day for thinking. Do your best to schedule this time in your most productive time of day. Do your best to schedule this time at the time when you all the way up, when you all the way in it. That's the time you should think. We've got to redefine hard work to include hard thinking. If the person outthinks us, they did outwork us. You've heard me say it before. I'm going to say it again this morning. Before you start the project, if you want to go further, faster, with less effort, assume everybody's going to outwork you. Assume you're lazier than everybody else that wants what you want. And your only way to win is to outthink them. After you begin, though, assume everybody done outthought you. And the only way you can win is to outwork them. But right now we're talking about before you get started. And the whole idea is for you to outthink everybody else. For you to do that, you got to set aside dedicated thinking time. Here's the second step I got for you. Everybody with you? Everybody with me? Come on, Samaya. Here's the second one I got for you. I'm going to say that one more time so that you catch it. Before you begin, assume you're lazier than everybody. And the only way that you can keep up or win is to outthink everybody. After you begin, the exact opposite kicks in. You got to assume that everybody done outthought you. And the only way you can keep up, the only way you can win is to outwork everybody. Let's go. Here's the second place I got for you. Create a place for focused thinking. Create a place for focused thinking. Let's go. Now, we already created some time for focused thinking. But if you've taken my course on habits, you know that we always talk about how environment is stronger than willpower. If you read this big book about entrepreneurship, it says, deliver me from temptation. It don't say make me strong in the temptation. It says deliver me from the temptation. What are we saying? We're saying that a lot of times your activity comes from your environment. They've done study after study. We put the Coca-Cola close to everybody, everybody drinks more Coca-Cola. If we put the bottled water close to everybody, though, everybody drinks bottled water. A lot of times we're victims of our environment. As a matter of fact, they call a physical environment a habitat. Millionaires number 2 is create a place for focused thinking. Make sure you refine your habitat. It's very important that this place be only for you and for your thinking. This place needs to be a distraction-free environment. It needs to be conducive to focused thinking. That means no phone is allowed in this place. No television is allowed in this place. No social media is allowed. No people are allowed. And then you spend your scheduled time in that place. Am I making sense to somebody out there? Here's the third one I got for you. Identify your area of focus. Simple, right? Identify your area of focus. What are your dreams? What are your talents? What sense of calling do you have on your life? Where is your ministry? What decision is most important for you to make right now? When you spend some focused time thinking, when you spend some focused time contemplating these kinds of questions, next thing you know, you're going to clarify your goals. Next thing you know, your area of focus is going to be so clear, crystal to you. I'm talking about, I want to encourage you to put a focused thinking action plan in place. It's going to help you in every area of your leadership. Look at your calendar for next week. Find a free hour at a highly productive time of day and block it out. Go to your thinking place and then eliminate all the distractions. Now, identify a specific issue, identify a specific opportunity that needs your attention, and focus on it. I don't know how many of y'all remember Charles Dickens from back in high school, right? When they would just make us read all of this stuff. But there was this novel, Dombey and Son, where I feel like Charles Dickens described the perfect leader. He was like, he did each thing as if he did nothing else. Somebody give me that in the comments. He did each thing as if he did nothing else. Millionaires, that's called focus. Because you got to remember, no matter what your goals are, you need to focus in order to achieve them. Somebody give me that in the comments. He did each thing as if he did nothing else. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you decide that you are worth creating a focused thinking action plan. I hope you decide you're worth it this morning. It's affirmation time. If you haven't joined our email list at millionaireminded.com, make sure you go do that. But it's affirmation time. Let's get it. Let's get it. Try to call in right now, 667-776-9461. 667-776-9461. Make sure you like this thing. Give us some stars. Give us some comments if you haven't yet. There's way too many people watching right now from all the Facebook pages and Facebook groups and my own timeline and YouTube and LinkedIn and Twitter. Get this thing some likes. Let them know you like this type of content on your timeline. Let's go. Let's go. It's affirmation time. Come on. Call in right now. He did each thing as if he did nothing else. That's exactly right. He did each thing as if he did nothing else. Let's go. Let them know in the comments what your favorite leadership technique is. Tabitha's like, what's the number? The number's right here, Queen. It's right here on the screen. Everybody see the number? Call in right now. Call in right now. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, appreciate you too, Mr. Ivory. Appreciate you too, my king. Everything is we all dependent on each other out here. Call in right now, y'all. 667-776-9461. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, Daryl saying he can't get in on the line. That thing crazy. Yeah, Crystal, appreciate you, my queen. All right, appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, Taisha, he did each thing as if he did nothing else. He did each thing, Nikki, as if he did nothing else. That's exactly right, Joseph. That's exactly right, Jazz. He did each thing as if he did nothing else. It's called focus. Yeah, good morning, millionaire. Good morning, good morning. I don't know why the line would be tripping right now. Anybody else having problems calling in? Try texting it, Daryl. Try texting it. All right, let's get it. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. Here we go. I am so